Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm just going to have a chat about some of the things I've 3D printed to help run my little channel, I guess, my little whole video thing. There's been quite a few. They've helped me out a fair bit, so I thought I'd share them. So hopefully it's interesting to you. Let's go. Okay, today guys, I wanted to take some video of the K1 Max and the P1P doing some printing. But I didn't want to use the onboard cameras because they only really take close up of the prints. I wanted to sort of pull back a bit further and do some of the whole printer printing. So I got my old trusty tripod, old cheapy tripod I got. But the problem is, when I go to use it, it sits up this high. And it's when you put the camera on, the camera's way up here, and then you've got a downward angle, and you can't. I wanted to get level with the print, so you got the print head and all the print and everything, but back a bit further. So tripod, no good. So I thought, why don't I have a look online and see if there's anything online to print? And sure enough, Printables and Thingiverse came to the rescue yet again. So what I've got is I found one that collapses up like this. It takes some M3 screws that are put through here, and it opens out, so you can hold it if you want. You know, just like normally as a. It's got a GoPro mount on it, so it comes in two versions. There's the one like this, and there's the one I've got my SLR camera on. That goes like that. That's actually got a GoPro mount on it, or the slide mount for the GoPro. If you can see that thing fits in. I'm sure you've all seen these GoPro things, but I'll show you. Get off you. Oh, there you go. So it's like that, and that's the connection that goes onto it, so it just slides on. Now I also had a problem where I didn't have a GoPro mount for this, so I printed one up, and I basically couldn't find one online, so I printed up something that's like this. And I put an M6, that's an M6 screw that fits through. It's a 15mm M6 screw. Put a washer on it so I didn't pull into the PLA much. So this is a PLA Plus. No, it's not. It's PLA. I did this on the K1 Max, on the Creality print. So this is the K1 Max I printed this on, and I did it with, I think, 4 layers with 10% infill. And it holds the weight of my, I've got a D300 and a D800. They're metal-based cameras, so they're heavy cameras. They used to be my underwater cameras. Well, the D300 did. I still take my D800 underwater. That's my hobby. When I go overseas, I take underwater photos. But so this fits on here, and then screws into that, and also gives me a bit of an offset, so I can take some of the weight and make it so it's dead center. And then it just sits up, and the beauty of this is just a selfie stick. And I can take it down to that low, which is considerably, let me tell you the one I threw away, considerably shorter than the top of this one that goes smaller. Now you can get ones that lie flat on ground, but they're not cheap. The ones I found weren't cheap, so I wanted to do something that printed itself. So there's my little option, and then I can raise and lower it as the printer prints. Let me just show you what I mean. I'll just get it. So then I'll plump it over so you can see it. So this is the feed coming out of it. See, there's my hand there. That's a K1. That's a K1 Max printing a helmet. I wanted to do a print that was full sized, so that will be finished in a couple of hours time. And I'm going to do a little video about how well it prints big stuff, because everyone's showing up little stuff. I wanted to try and max out the plate as much as possible, so I put a helmet in there which was too big, and then just reduced it down so it just fitted on the plate. So it's going to be doing basically, I think it's about 285 by 285 by 285. It's something like that, but it maximises the plate as much as I could do. Anyway, so the other thing I needed to do was get these damn webcam cameras and get them so I didn't want to hang them off a monitor. So I found these on Printables, I think these were on. And basically it goes in like that and sits on, and it gives you a very level sort of surface for it to sit on and pretty stable. And then you can move it up and down, do all sorts of stuff, and it's not relying on this little, which isn't quite as stable. This gives you a bit of weight, and actually I can mount them wherever I want. I then wanted to use my old little Osmo. Unfortunately it's a version 1. It doesn't have HDMI out. Version 2 does apparently, I believe. But I wanted to have something I could sort of lay it on the desk with. And I found this on Printables as well. And that lays on there, and this I can still take video with it, but then I need to take the card out and do some editing, which is trying to minimise as much as possible. I'm not very good at it. The other thing I found also is I sort of designed it a little bit myself, but it's a dolly. So you get these little bearings that you get in your the wheels of your bed slingers, and you can put the bearings on, and then it just a little nice smooth dolly to move my camera around and get some nice effects where I'm just pushing this and it's not shaking, and it's got the gimbal and all that sort of stuff, and it glides nice and fancy. I also did one where I can get my phone, and I just I made this up in Tinkercad, I think it was. Really easy. You just get 3 little what did I use? Rectangles, flatten them down, rounded the edges, then chucked a GoPro mount on it. It took me about 2-3 minutes to design it, and I've got something where I can lay this flat on the desk, and I've got my phone so I can carry it around, just plonk it down on it wherever I want it, plonk it down and let it take videos. So the way I've done it is I've, let me get into it for you. Hang on, yep, turn this. So if I just swap over to it, so this is my phone, and I've got Samsung Dex running on this, which is pretty cool because it lets me operate the mouse in a Windows type environment, give me all my apps there. And then I can just open up the camera. There's my ugly face. Flip the camera around. Oh, hang on. Put it down there. And this is my setup. So this is my video editing setup. So the laptop runs everything, and I'm splitting the screen 3 ways. So the laptop's one screen, then it strips across here to these 2 screens, and I'm setting up my underwater D800 on, you'll see another one of those little camera mounts that I got off Printables, and I created that little mount there because I wanted something really solid. So I created just a rectangle, if you can see it, a rectangle block with a GoPro mount on it, and that holds the weight of a metal SLR with a lens, with a teleprompter, and a little screen that it's an old screen off this is the old screen I had on the controls of my D800 up here. Not my D800, on my drone, my Phantom 2 drone. I used to use that to monitor it. I've now got a Maverick, so I don't need it, so I've repurposed it, and you can see that's got me on it. You can see me waving there in the camera. Yep, you can see on the screen there. So I can fit up to 4 monitors on that, so this camera will be one of them. I've got this SLR here, which is an old one which I don't use anymore, which is going to be another one, so I'm going to be able to have close-ups and all that sort of stuff. The other things that you might see here, that's a document scanner. So if you've seen one of my other ones, you might see things where I do things with my hands, so I use that document scanner that I got on eBay for something to do the ones where I'm showing stuff underneath. And then this is my headphone holder, so I put my headphones on that. Oh, that's the other thing I found these online too, on Printables. So this is a ATEM Mini, it's a Blackmagic ATEM Mini, and that allows me to switch between the different camera views. So you'll see I'm in camera 3 here, so it'll be 2, 1 and 4 would be the different SLRs when I get them going. So, okay, so instead of doing a screen and having or buying something, somebody's selling for $100 online. It's like $1 worth of plastic, if that. But I printed these out, didn't take long, especially when you got the P1P. I did them on the P1P, and it just slides in perfectly, and it gives me a bit of an angle. It's nice. I did this, so I've got these. Here's my microphone. So this is the DJI Mic, and it's got a little case, and it allows me to put all my accessories in the bottom here. So cable and stuff fit in here. I got another little dead rat that fits on the other mic in there. So I printed that up, that holds a whole lot in it, so that's pretty cool. And then I printed this. So if I ever go out and want to interview people, so the DJI mic fits in the front there, and then I put this little thing on, and then I've got a little microphone where I can actually interview people if I want. I don't know if I'll ever use it. I've also got over here is my little drink container, where it fits on the desk with a little screw top. I also printed things like this little head that fits all my pens and stuff in, and I've got all my batteries sitting in a little battery holder. So heaps of stuff I've printed just for my little desk here. If you look over in the dirty spot over there, that's where over there is where I sub all my print jobs while I'm watching telly up the top there. And my printers are all here. Okay, so down the bottom here is my K1 Max and my P1P. I'll put them on the bottom there because I don't want them to vibrate much because of the speed they're going. So they sit down the bottom there on a solid, almost to the ground. I actually started off with one. It was this Creality CR6SE here. That's no longer a CR6 because the motherboard fried itself. So I got a spare motherboard I had. I shoved it in there. It's now a bastardization of CR6. So I had to change the head because it no longer had all the software and stuff that I wanted for the head. So I just re-ran cables and stuff to that. So I might do a thing that's completely on how I did this. And it's got a CR touch on it that levels the bed, but it's got no screws on it because it's a 6. So basically I repurposed, and it's running Clipper through the Sonic pad. Over here I've got my Viper that runs my that's now printing another one of those stands. I've got my Ender5 Plus here, this Anycubic Kobra Max. I've had a few issues with that I will do a separate video on, about the fans and the heat block and stuff. I've then got my Anycubic Chiron over here. I've got my CR10 V3 there. I've then got my Sovol 4 here, my Anycubic Neo here, which is sitting above the dog's bed, which is down there. And over in the back corner I've got another Ender5, and this is my Sovol V6, and down the bottom there's an Anycubic Mega X. So a little run around my little studio. It's a bit squishy, but I make do, and hopefully can bring out some more content and entertain you guys. If you haven't already done so, guys, really be appreciated if you subscribe to the channel. Really helps get things pushed out. A little like would be great too if you found it entertaining at all, even a little bit. I appreciate a like, and I will see you on the next video. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a nice day.